Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Chums channel. This is a review of something that you might not see every day on this YouTube channel. But as I said before, I'm going to showcase this more often, where I'm also going to tie in other hobbies that I have into this YouTube channel. And one of those very big hobbies of mine is actually something that's related to sport, and that is aggressive inline skating. I'm a big fan of aggressive inline skating for a long time. I will make a separate video on where it comes from, etc. But today we're going to take a look at the Xsjado's 2017 skates. Now, skating is getting, rollerblading is getting popular again because a lot of people from my age that were skating in the early 2000s. For example, I started skateboarding, and then after I keep torning all kinds of muscles in my ankles, I started to rollerblade. And I loved it. I rollerblade a lot of different skates. Again, it will be a separate video. But today I want to talk about the Xsjado's 2017s. These are the farewell editions because this brand no longer exists under the Xsjado from Xsjado brand. It's going to be on the USD going forward, but that one has not been released yet. And this is a really good skate. I always loved Xsjado skates. They're just very flexible system. It's a shoe that's into like a system that looks like a snowboard shoe. You click your feet in there, you strap on all the stuff, and you're good to go. And I actually feel these kind of skates are really responsive. They don't feel painfully tight on the top of the feet. You don't feel restricted. You have good flexibility, high cuff, and it just feels great for skating. I love it. The only problem is over the time, and I've been skating these skates for well over 4 or 5 months intensively, the flex becomes increasingly higher, and the straps become looser and harder to get tight, like this strap here and the strap here. It becomes a more of a loose setup, and I felt like over time the feet was shifting inside the actual the skate itself, so my toe would be sticking out, and I had to hit the back of a skate coping or something to put my feet back in the back and then redo the straps. It's really annoying. So that is my biggest gripe with these 2017 Xsjados, is that they're wearing out very quickly in terms of flexibility. They start with the right amount of flexibility, but then they start going downhill, and then it becomes a bit of a cumbersome thing to upkeep, and it becomes more an upkeep of the skates. You have to tie things up, and all the kinds of screws start to unloosen themselves, and it's a bit of a pain. It takes and requires constant tinkering with these skates. But that being said, I really dig these skates. They feel super comfortable. It's like wearing your regular shoes in a skate. They look clumsy for a lot of people, but I actually love the look of these kind of skates. I love Xsjado skates. My setup is with these Featherlights 3. And my frame is actually a large frame, so it sticks out a bit from the front and end, so I don't have that backfall feeling. When I skate, I sometimes have that with certain skates, and this prevents that. Like this extra length, it makes sure I don't have this backfalling feeling the whole time, because it's a flat boot, so it's not forward lean. So I needed to have a little bit longer frame. Plus, I like the more stability. I don't really go for speed so much. I'm more of a grind guy. Unfortunately, my knees are not good. My kneecaps has the tendency to dislocate, so I only can do certain grinds, which is really unfortunate. But for grinding, these skates are perfect because look at those sole plates. Very big and beefy. Very, very large, very nice. I like them a lot. These are sometimes called cheat skates because the surface of the sole plates are a lot larger, but I don't think that is really considered cheating, because the larger sole plate actually makes the grinding harder, because you have to have your speed and momentum so much higher to grind through that whole ledge, because there's so much surface on the skate that it actually it breaks you down quite a bit. That's what I noticed, because when I went back to my Valo V13s, which I do in a separate review about, I felt like grinding was a lot faster and smoother actually than with these ones. And I also noticed that's probably the plastic, like these Xsjado's 2017 are the last of their kind, and the quality overall wasn't that great, but I noticed that the sole plate actually is a bit bent, like this. That's probably the molding or the plastic. It's maybe hard to see. I don't know if that's on purpose, but it arcs a bit. It arcs a bit like this, like this. And I think that's maybe the plastic or something, or the weight, or the way this. I don't think it's designed like that, but that makes the groove a bit weird. It's not flat, so you only grind on certain points of the surface. Like I don't have, here. I don't have the full grind, so I only grind these pieces here, and that is weird. That feels really weird. And because it's also white, it's still slow because it's a white sole plate. So it's still weird. This didn't feel really great, and this again is my personal opinion. I will keep these skates around because these skates are perfectly good to go out and about. You wear your shoes, you wear these shoes inside, and you go outside. And for example, if I go with my son to the park, and I would like to do some grinding or something, or I want to get some groceries, or I want to do anything, and I want to be skating that same day, then I will wear this setup because I don't have to wear extra shoes or something. I just pop in my shoes and skate a bit. This is how the whole skate looks like, the skeleton without the shoe wrap, and then I would skate like that. Now I ordered a pair of them skates, and the reason why I ordered a pair of hard boots again is the flexibility of this skates becoming too much, and I just want to have more stiffness. I want to have more stiffness in my skates. I noticed that my feet were started to shift around in these skates, and they basically became less enjoyable to skate. And I noticed that especially when the summer kicked in here now in Hong Kong, not only the heat, but also just the skates themselves, they didn't feel really fun to skate anymore. Now I skate them flat, so I take them out to the park with my son. There's a big flat ground with a big concrete roof, and we skate there flat, and I do the 180s and 360 tricks, and these skates are good for that, easy to carry around, as I said. But then again, I'm gonna replace them hopefully for the dam skates, and hopefully they're going to be exactly what I'm looking for. So if you're skating Xsjados, or you have been skating Xsjados in the past, or you would like to have me go more into details about these skates, let me know. I can do another separate video about that. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to subscribe. More skating related video material will come up on this channel. It won't be just lightsabers and toy reviews and game streams with my son who screams in the microphone. There's also skating, and I really want to advocate skating, because who doesn't love to rollerblade? I'm a big rollerblader fan, although I'm not being good at all. So don't expect much of me doing all kinds of crazy tricks, because that's not the guy I am. I'm just not very good at it, but I just always enjoy it, and I think that's the most important thing. And always try to push myself, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye.